Welcome to e-discussion on Indian Evidence Act. On the other day, we discussed about public document and private document. What is public document? Section 74 of the Indian Evidence Act provides that documents forming the act or record of the act. So, not only the act, even directly an act is recorded in the document. Or act is performed, that is recorded in another paper. So that is document forming the act or record of the act of the sovereign authority first. Then document forming the act or record of the act of official bodies and tribunals. Document forming the act or record of the act of the public officers, legislatures, judicial and executive, in any part of India or of the Commonwealth or of a foreign country. That is a public document. Then public records kept in any state or private document. State sometimes keeps record of the private document, public record. It is not private record, it is a public record. Why it is public record? Because that is open to inspection by public. Public record kept by any state or private document. For an example, when a sale deed is registered, the copy of that sale deed is kept in a book and register maintained in the sub-register office. Anybody can obtain a certified copy or inspect that record by paying the prescribed fee as per the rule. So, because that's why it is called public record. So, these categories of documents are public documents. Now, section 75 says all other documents except the public document are private documents. So, you are clear? Now, certified copies of public document. You are aware that only certified copy is given of public document. It is a public document that is there in section 74. So certified copies may be given to a general public on taking the prescribed fee. So the section 76 of the Indian Evidence Act governs the procedure how a certified copy is to be given. What procedure, what copy, how a copy is to be treated as certified copy. Who will give that certificate? So, what it says? Every public officer having the custody of a public document. So, every public officer. So, there is a public document. If it is in the custody of a public officer, which any person has a right to inspect, which any person has a right to inspect means there are certain documents to which any person has no right to inspect. Only the parties to that document has a right to inspect. First, certified copy is given of a public document which is in the custody of a public officer, and if that document is subject to inspection by any person, at the right of that person. Inspection, any person has a right to inspect. Shall give the person on demand, shall that public officer is bound under law to give a certified copy of that document on receipt of the prescribed fee. So, first thing, a public document that is in custody of the public officer. Third requirement is that document is subject to inspection by any member of the public. But if the inspection is confined only to certain categories of persons, then Section 76 certified copy may not be available to a person who has no right to see it. So every public officer who is in custody of a public document, of which any person of the public has right to inspect under law, shall give that person on demand a copy of the payment of the legal fee there. Shall give a copy together with a certificate. While giving that copy, you will furnish a certificate that it is a true copy. In the foot of that document, copy of that document and certify, that public officer will certify it as a true copy. Not only that, he will also put his signature. He will also mention his official title. If he is using any seal, official seal, you must affix that official seal. If all these requirements are complied, that has been complied, are actually complied by the particular public officer, then that copy will be treated as certificate. In any of the requirement is missing, suppose official seal is not there, that certificate, that may not be accepted as certificate. If the signature of the officer is not there, that may not be treated as a certificate. So public officer, custody of a public document, of which any person has a right to inspect, shall furnish a copy of that document on payment of the legal fee thereof. Fee means what? What is fee? Fee is always taken for rendering service for something. What is the difference between fee and tax? Tax is a collection of that some money, compulsory collection to meet the sovereign expense from the citizens. But fee is given by a person for rendering service to that person. That is fee. When you pay court fee for rendering service. For income tax, compulsory, that is leviable from a person to meet the sovereign expenses. So on payment of the legal fee thereof, then the copy you will mention together with a certificate written at the foot of such copy. At the foot of such copy, a certificate is to be given. But that it is a true copy. What type of certificate? Certificate is to be given by that public officer that it is a true copy of such document or part thereof. If a part of the document copy is given, or this true copy of the part of the document, as the case may be, and such certificate shall be dated again. That certificate must be dated. Date of certificate must be mentioned and subscribed by such officer which is named. The name of that person must be mentioned. You will sign and official seal, title, shall be sealed wherever such officer is authorized by law to use a seal. And such copies so certified shall be called certified copies. What is a certificate? Which copy is to be called as a certificate? A copy of a public document certified by the public officer who is authorized to give a certified copy under law on receipt of proper fee, on certifying at the foot of that document that it is a true copy, subscribing his name, title and signing, furnishing the date. Date must be there, and if he is using any seal, that seal of that person must be affixed. Then that will be treated as certified copy. In any of this requirement is missing in that document, that will not be treated as a certified copy. Suppose that officer has just omitted to sign, that will not be treated as a. Suppose that officer has not put his signature as a seal, that will not be treated as. If date has not been mentioned, that will not be treated as a certified copy. All the requirements as per section 76 will be satisfied to treat a particular document as a certificate. If any requirement is missing, as provided in section 76, that copy will not be treated as certified copy. Explanation. The explanation added to section 76, what it speaks, that any person who is authorized to give a certified copy is to be deemed to be the officer in whose custody that document is there. What it provides? Any officer who by the ordinary course of official duty, if any officer who in the ordinary course of his official duty is authorized to deliver such copies in the ordinary course, suppose a head clerk, he has been authorized, head clerk of a particular office. He has been delegated the power of, by the head of the office to give copy, certified copy. Then it is to be deemed that a particular document, though that document is in the custody of another person, it is to be treated as if that document is under the custody of that particular person. So expansion says, any officer who by the ordinary course of official duty is authorized to deliver such copies. Any officer who is authorized to deliver or to furnish certified copies in the ordinary course of his official duty shall be deemed to have the custody of such documents within the meaning of this section, only for the purpose of giving certificate. It cannot be supposed a head clerk is authorized to give a certified copy, but actually particular case record is in the custody of the bench clerk. So if the head clerk has certified that it regarding a particular document, copy of that document has been certified to be a true copy, date must be there, official title must be mentioned, signature must be there, and if he is using any seal, that must be mentioned. So if all these things are complied, then that will be treated as a certified copy. Though the head clerk in this example which I gave earlier is not in, actually that document is not in his custody, but for the purpose of section 76, it will be treated that that document was under his custody as he had been authorized to only certify. The explanation has made it clear. Now let us go to the provisions of section 77, proof of document by production of certified copies. You are aware that always the court insists for primary evidence. Primary evidence means the document itself produced for inspection of the court. Why? Because that is the best evidence. Suppose the primary evidence is are not available, or it is a public document, in such case, secondary evidence is admissible. So that's why section 77 provides, when certified copy of a public document may be proved. What it says? Proof of documents by production of certified copy. What it says? So certified copies. So certified copies means with reference to section 76. A copy which will be treated as certified copy. So certified may be produced in proof of the contents of the public document. So for what? That such certified copy as which is to be treated as certified copy within the meaning of section 76, such certified copy may be produced in proof of the contents of the public document or part of the public documents of which they purport to be copies. Purports said to be the copies. So 77 says when certified copy is produced, that will prove the contents of the particular public document of which certified copy is produced, or a part of the copy of the part of the public document of which certified copy is produced in court. Now let us discuss the provisions of section 78. What section 78 says? Proof of other official documents. Other official documents. If certified copy is permitted, then by producing the certified copy, complying the provisions of section 76, that's enough. That proves the contents. But suppose a document of which no certified copy is permitted. No other person has a right to inspect. Every person has no right to inspect. Certified copy is not to be given under law. Is not permitted under law. So in such case, what it says? Proof of other official documents. The following public documents may be proved as follows. A list has been mentioned. A detailed list is given, is furnished in section 78, mentioning, stating how a particular public document is to be proved. So certified copy is allowed. Okay, certified copy may be produced to prove the contents. If certified copy is not allowed, in such case, some other public documents, how those documents have to be proved. Section 78 says, but acts, orders or notification of the central government in any of its department, acts of the central government or central government, order of the central government, in any of its department. Any of the department, the central government are different departments, or of the crown representative, or of any state government, acts, orders, notifications. Either of the central government. Crown representative is there because this Indian Evidence Act was enacted in the year 1872. So, the Crown Representatives Act, orders, notifications, state governments, acts, orders, notifications, or any department of state government, how that will be proved? Or by the records of the department, certified by the head of those departments respectively. The records, the act, order, records of those departments duly certified by the head of those departments, not necessarily certified copy, certifying this is act, this is order, this is notification, or by any document purport to printed by order of any such government. Suppose a document has been printed regarding acts, orders, notification, or any document purport to be printed by order of any such document. Here means any matter expressed, described on any substance by means of figure, letter, mark, intending to record it. So where any document purport to be printed by order of any government, as the case may be, of the crown representative, by production of that. So those records will prove those acts, orders, and things. Now, 2, the proceedings of the legislatures. How the other public documents. This is a proceeding of the legislature, is a public document. Why? Section 74. You refer to section 74. Acts, what? Or records forming the acts. Acts or records forming the act of legislative bodies, tribunal, executive, legislature. So this subsection 2 says, the proceedings of the legislatures by the journals of those bodies respectively, if the journals which are published containing the proceedings of the legislature, by production of that journal, that may be proved, or by published acts or abstracts, or by copies purported to printed by order of the government concerned. Published acts or abstracts, it is published, or by copies purported to printed by order of the government concerned. That may prove the contents of other public documents, proof of other official documents. Now, 3, proclamation, orders or regulation issued by Her Majesty or by the Privy Council or by any department of Her Majesty government. How? By copies or extract contained in the London Gazette. By copies or extract of the London Gazette, by production of that. A proclamation, orders, regulation issued by Privy Council, Her Majesty, or Department of Her Majesty, that may be proved, or purport to be printed by the Queen's printer. Now, 4, the acts of the executive or the proceedings of legislature of a foreign country, acts of the executive or proceedings of legislature of a foreign country, by journals published by their authority. If by journals, that contains any act of executive legislative authority, by production of that journal, that will be proved, or commonly received in that country as such. Any document commonly received in that country as such, or by a copy certified under the seal of the country or sovereign, or by a recognition thereof in some central act. If that is there, that can be proved. The proceedings of a municipal body in a state, how it is to prove? By copy of such proceedings certified by the legal keeper thereof. Suppose a proceeding of a municipal body, legislative, municipal council. So if a certificate is given that it is a copy of such proceeding that has been certified to be by the person who is the legal keeper there. That will prove. Or by a printed book purporting to be published by the authority of such body. Now 6. Public documents of any other class in a foreign country. In a foreign country, any other public document of any other class, how it will be proved? That may be proved by the original or by a copy certified by the legal keeper. By the original of that or by certified copy of the legal thereof, with a certificate under the seal of notary public. Certificate, certified, or what notary public? That it is actually certified with a seal, with a certificate of the notary, seal of a notary public, or of an Indian consul or diplomatic agent, that the copy is duly certified by the officer having the legal custody. So how? Public document of any other class in a foreign country, that may be proved by production of the, or by a copy certified with the legal keeper there. That certificate of legal keeper again to be certified by notary public or an Indian consul or a diplomatic agent. What? That the copy is duly certified by the officer having the legal custody of the original. And upon proof of the character of the document according to the law of the foreign country. If a particular document is to be proved in a particular character as per the law of that foreign country, in that manner that is to be proved. Now, we have to discuss a separate chapter, that is presumptions as to documents. Presumptions as to documents. When a document is produced in court of law, what presumption will be done? You are aware, Section 4 of the Indian Evidence Act defines may presume, shall presume, conclusive proof. To remember this, to understand this, may presume, shall presume, conclusive proof, you have to remember 3 words. First is provided, directed, declared. 3 words you should remember. Provided means, in may presume, the provided. In shall presume, directed. In conclusive proof, declared. May presume, says Section 4, whenever it has been provided that court may presume a particular fact, the court may either regard such fact as proof or may call for proof of it. So there we find the word provided. Then shall presume, whenever it has been directed by this act that the court shall presume a particular fact, the court shall regard such fact as proof until it is disproved. No discretion is there. In case of may presume, either the court may regard it as proof or discretion may apply. No, you prove it. But so far as shall presume is concerned, whenever it has directed that the court shall presume a particular fact, the court shall regard such fact as proof until it is disproved. Then now to declare, whenever it has been declared that on proof of one fact, the other fact is declared as proof, so, and the court will not allow any other evidence to disprove it. Whenever it has been declared that on proof of one fact, the other fact is proof, then on proof of such fact, the court must regard the other fact is proof and will not allow any evidence to disprove it. These 3 words, these 3 key words you should remember. Provided, directed, declared. So, shall presume, there is always a direction. In case of may presume, court may regard a particular fact, accept a particular fact as proved or may call for it. Section 79 is in the category of shall presume. What Section 79 says? Presumption as to genuineness of certified copies. When a certified copy is produced, the court shall presume that the certified copy is genuine. And the officer who has signed that he has signed it. And the official seal is the seal of that concerned office. What it says? Presumption as to genuineness of certificate, the court shall presume to be genuine. Every document purport to be a certificate, certified copy, if there is a certificate or certified copy or other document, which is by law declared to be admissible and evidence of any particular fact. If by law it is admissible evidence, then the court shall presume to be genuine. What documents? Every document purport to be a certificate, certified copy, or other document which is by law declared to be admissible as evidence of any particular fact, and which purport to be duly certified by an officer of the central government or of the state government or by any officer in the state of Jammu and Kashmir who is duly authorized thereto by the center. What section 79? The court shall presume what? That a certified copy or a document containing certificate of a particular officer that it is admissible, or other document which is by law declared to be admissible as evidence of any particular fact, and which purport to be duly certified by an officer, said to be duly certified by the officer, by the central government, state government, or the government of Jammu and Kashmir, the court shall presume that document is a genuine document and who is duly authorized there by the central government. And the person who has certified it to be a true copy, he had been duly authorized by the state government, etc. Provided that such document is substantially the form and purpose to be executed in a manner directed by law in that. If law directs, suppose that a particular document is to be executed in a particular manner or it must be in a particular form, then that must have been common. So here, presumption as to genuineness of certificate. You should remember, whenever a certified copy is furnished or is filed before the court shall presume that it is genuine. That means the court shall, it has been directed, the court shall presume that a fact to be, the court shall hold that it is proved until it is dismissed. Then the court shall also presume that any officer by whom any such document purports, a court shall also presume. Whenever it is indirected, the court shall presume a particular fact, the court shall regard such fact as proved until it is disproved. Similarly, the court shall also presume that any officer by whom any such document purport to be signed or certified, court shall presume that the officer who is said to have signed or certified it held when he signed it the official character. The person who has signed, he had held that official character which it claims in such paper, which he has mentioned in that paper. This is section 17 regarding presumption of certified copy. Court shall presume. What type shall presume? That it is a genuine certified copy, and it has been, the court shall also presume that the person who has certified had authority to give such certificate, and he had held that official character. Now section 80. Presumption as to documents produced as records of evidence. Sometimes the records of evidence of another court is produced before the court. In such case, what will be the presumption? Section 8 answers this. What it says? Whenever a document is produced before any court, purporting, it is purporting is said to be, purporting to be a record or memorandum of the evidence. A document is produced before the court, said to be a memorandum of the evidence, a record of the evidence, or of any part of evidence or a part of evidence given by a witness in a judicial proceeding. That evidence must be in a judicial proceeding by a witness. Not only that, or being an officer authorized by law to take such evidence. A document, whenever a document is produced before a court, said to be the containing the document, containing the record, said to be the record of evidence or memorandum of evidence or any part of the evidence of a witness in a judicial proceeding, or any officer authorized by law to take such evidence, or to be statement or confession by a prisoner. Suppose accused statement is there, a confessional statement is produced, that document is produced, or accused person taken in accordance with law and purporting signed by, so not only that, that must have been purportedly signed by any judge or magistrate or by any officer as aforesaid. Then the court shall presume that the document is genuine whenever the document is said to be purport to the record of evidence of a witness in a judicial proceeding, statement of an accused or the prisoner in a judicial proceeding that has been duly certified containing the signature of the judge is also produced. The court shall presume that the same is genuine, that the document is genuine, that any statement as to the circumstance under which it was taken purporting to be made by the person signing it are true, that the circumstance in which it has been taken, that is true, and that such evidence, statement or confession was duly taken. Suppose the confessional statement of a person is produced before the court. For an example, the judicial magistrate first class recorded the confession of an accused. That was produced during trial before the session judge. So as per section 80, the court shall presume that it has been duly taken, it is a genuine document, and so that is court shall regard as proof. The person who says, the accused, if he pleads or if he takes the plea that it's not a genuine document, it is not a proper document, then the onus is on him is to disprove. Until it has been disproved, court shall regard such fact as proof. Now section 81. Presumption as to gazette, newspapers, private acts, or parliament under documents. So here the court shall presume also. This is also in the categories of shall presume. The court shall presume the genuineness of every document purport to the London Gazette. A document of London Gazette shall be genuine, or any official gazette or the government gazette of any colony, dependency or possession of British Crown, or to be a newspaper, if it is a newspaper or journal, or to be a copy of a private act of parliament of the United Kingdom printed by the Queen's printer, and of every document purporting to be a document directed by law to be kept by any person. If such document is kept substantially in the form required by law and is produced from proper source, here the court shall presume the genuineness. Genuineness when a newspaper is produced, that is a genuine newspaper. This, if a person who says, no, it is not genuine, then the onus, he should prove it. Until it has been disproved, the court shall presume the same as genuine. Section 81A, presumption as to gazette in electronic forms. Similarly, this has been included, inserted by way of amendment after passing of Information Technology Act. The court shall presume the genuineness of every electronic record purporting to be the official gazette. If an official gazette published in electronic record is kept in electronic record, or purport to electronic record directed by law to be kept by any person, if such electronic record is kept substantially in the form required by law and is produced from proper custody. Now section 82, presumption as to document admissible in England without proof of seal or signature. Some of the documents which are admissible in England without proof of signature and seal, when that type of document is produced in court in England, what will be the presumption? When any document is produced before any court, purporting to be a document which by the law in force for the time in England or Ireland would be admissible in proof of any particular in any court of justice in England or Ireland without proof of the seal or stamp or signature. If a particular document is admissible in evidence in any court in England without proof of seal, signature, etc., as per the law of that country, or of the judicial or official character claimed by the person by whom it purports to sign, if under that law that is admissible in evidence without proof of the signature, etc., seal, etc., then the court shall presume, here the court shall presume that such seal, stamp or signature is, court shall regard, shall hold that such stamps or seal, signature is, and that the person signing it held at the time when he signed it. Suppose a certified copy, of a particular court, the certified copy of an order of a particular court is produced in court. The court shall presume that it is a genuine document, it has been signed by the person why he had held that official position or the judicial or official character which he claimed. And the document shall be admissible for the same purpose for which it would be admissible in India. That will be admissible for the same purpose as that document is admissible in England or Ireland without proof of signature, seal of the concerned officer. Section 83A. Presumption as to maps or plans made by authority of government. Suppose a map which is published under the authority of the government or plans which is published under the authority of the government, that is published. But what type of presumption? Here also the shall presume is applicable. The court shall presume that maps or plans purporting to be made by the authority of the central government or the state government, said to have been made under the authority of the central government or state government, we are so made and are accurate. But maps or plans made for the purpose of any cause must be proved to be accurate. That may be accurate, but for what purpose? What is the cause for which that map, plan, work? That must be proved to be accurate. That for that, court shall not take the presumption. Court shall not presume. Only court shall presume that is a genuine map, etc. But for the purpose which it has been prepared, that may be proved by authorities. Presumption as to collections of laws and reports of decisions. Suppose laws, reported decisions published. Suppose All India report. There is a decision is reported. A decision of the Supreme Court or the Honorable Supreme Court or the Honorable High Court is reported in law journals. And that law journal is produced. What will be presumption? The court shall presume. Here that will also be treated as shall presume. Court shall presume the genuineness of every book purported to be printed. Only genuineness. It is a genuine document published under the authority of the government of the country and to contain in the laws of that country. And every book purport to contain a report of decision of the courts of such. Every book purport to contain reports of decision of the courts of such country is genuine. Now, section 85, here also it is applicable for power of attorney. When a power of attorney is executed before a notary public, court shall presume it is a genuine. The person who says it is not a genuine document, the court shall not act upon it. So till it has not been disproved, the court will act upon it. The court shall hold that it is true. What it said? The court shall presume that every document purport to be power of attorney and to have been executed before and authenticated by a notary public. Every document which is a power of it has been executed before a notary public or any court, judge, magistrate in India, council or vice council or representative of the central government was so executed and authorized. Only court shall presume it has been properly executed and authorized. 85A, presumption as to electronic agreements. The court shall presume that every electronic records purport to be an agreement containing the digital signature. If an electronic record, there is an agreement that contains a digital signature of the parties, was so concluded by affixing the digital signature of it. 85B, that is also amended, included in the Act by amendment after the passing of the Information and Technology Act, presumption as to electronic records and digital signature. In any proceedings involving a secure electronic record, that is involved, the court shall presume, unless contrary is proved, that the secure electronic record has not been altered. It has been in secure condition since this specific point of time to which the secure status relates. In any proceeding involving secure digital signature, the court shall presume, unless the contrary is proved, that the secure digital signature is affixed by subscriber. A subscriber with the intention of signing or approving the electronic records. If somebody signs, that is there. Now, except in the case of a secure electronic record or a secure, if there is not a secure electronic record, secure electronic signature, nothing in this section shall create any presumption relating to authenticity and integrity of the electronic records or any digital signature. authenticity, integrity, that presumption will not. Presumption as to digital signature certificate, the court shall presume, unless contrary is proved, that the information listed in a digital signature certificate is correct, except for information specified as subscribed or information which has not been verified if the certificate was accepted by the subscriber. So you should remember things that though it may not be possible on your part to remember all the provisions, but at least you should remember some of the provisions to while discussing a question regarding salvage. You have to refer these sections. Presumption as to certified copies of foreign judicial records, here it is a may presume. The court may presume. Here may means either regard such fact is proved or may call for proof of it. The court may presume that any document purporting a certified copy of any judicial record, purporting certified copy of judicial record, or any country not forming part of India or Her Majesty dominion is genuine, may regard it proved or may call for proof it genuine and accurate. If the document purport to be certified in any manner which is certified by any representative of the central government in or for such country to be in manner commonly in use in that country for the certification of copies of judicial. An officer who with respect any territorial place not forming part of India, Her Majesty dominion is a political agent thereof as defined in section 3 clause 43 of the General Procedure Act shall for the purpose of the section be deemed to be representative of the central. Who will be representative of the central government? That means political agent or any other officer as defined in section 3 clause 43 of the General Procedure Act, that officer will be treated as representative of central government in and for the country comprising that territory. 87. Presumption as to books, maps and charts. Here again that is a may presume. The court may presume that any book to which it may refer for information on matter of public. So when court refers a particular book for the matter of public or general interest, and that any court may presume, so may presumption is there that it is or may call for proof of it, and that any published map or chart, the statement of which are relevant facts and which is produced for its inspection was written and published by the person. So only presumption, it has been written and published by the person and at the time, any place by whom or which it purports to have been written or published. That is a genuine, may presume. 88. Presumption as to telegraphic message. Suppose a telegraphic message was sent from a particular telephone office. So the court may, what the court may presume that the telegraph message which has been given to the post office for transmission, the same copy had been delivered to the addressee. So this is section 88. The court may presume that a message forwarded from a telegraphist, a message which is forwarded from telegraphist to the person to whom such message purport to be addressed. That message has been addressed to a particular, corresponds with a message delivered for transmission at the office from which the message purport to be sent. The same message which has been delivered from the transmission office, but the court shall not make any presumption as to the person by whom such message was delivered for transmission. The person who transmitted, who delivered, presumption may not be there. Only presumption is that court may presume that a message forwarded from a telegraphist to the person to whom such message purports to be addressed. It was forwarded to a person, corresponds with the message delivered for transmission at the office from which the message purport to be sent. That, suppose a particular message which was sent from particular post office, that was delivered to, that the same message had been delivered. But court may not presume that identity of the person, actually a particular person had received. Any other person might have received. So that presumption is not there. 88A, presumption as to electronic message. The court may presume that an electronic message forwarded by originator through our electronic mail server to the address to whom the message purports to be addressed corresponds with the message as fed into its computer. Suppose from a phone, that is a smartphone, a particular message was forwarded. That message was only forwarded. Court may presume here, but the court shall not make any presumption as to the person by whom such message was sent. Suppose X from a particular, that means a smartphone, a particular message was sent to a particular person. So only presumption court may presume that, what court may presume? The court may presume what? That the message actually which has been fed, that has been sent. But the person, because as if somebody is the owner of a particular phone or a particular telephone number, or the SIM card is registered in the name of a particular person, he has sent it. That presumption will not be there. For the purpose of, because any other person might have sent, used that phone and sent a particular message. So that's why it's provided. But the court shall not make any presumption as to the person by whom such message was sent. The court shall not make any presumption that a particular person, as because the SIM card is registered in his name, he has sent. Explanation. For the purpose of this section, the expression addressee and originator shall have the same meaning respectively assigned to them in clause B and ZA of subsection 1 of section 2 of the Information Technology Act. Now section 89, presumption as to due execution etc. of document not produced. It's a very important provision. So you should remember, when a document is called upon to be produced by the other party, it did not produce. What will be the consequence? That section 89 provides, the court shall presume that every document called for and not produced after notice, a notice is given to a person to produce a particular document. And if it doesn't produce that document, the court shall presume that document has been attested, stamped, and executed in the manner required by law. Three presumptions are there. When there is a document and on notice that particular person did not produce that document, then the court shall presume that document has been duly executed, that document has been duly attested and duly stamped. So this presumption will be treated as shall presume. So that means until it is disproved, the court shall regard such fact as proof. What type of fact? That it has been duly executed, duly stamped, and duly attested. We have covered up to section 89. In our next class, we'll discuss a very important provision. In the sometimes a question is put in also in court. As a lawyer, as a law student, you must aware what will be the presumption when a document purporting 30 years old, said to be a 30 years old document, is produced from proper custody. How far, what type of presumption will be? We'll discuss it next class. Thank you all.